The Bretton Woods system was a landmark arrangement for international monetary and financial management established in 1944 at the Bretton Woods Conference in New Hampshire, USA. It provided a framework for global economic stability and recovery after World War II. Below are its characteristics and determinants. Characteristics of the Bretton Woods system: fixed exchange rate system. 1. Currencies were pegged to the US dollar, and the dollar was convertible to gold at a fixed rate of $35 per ounce. 2. Member countries were required to maintain exchange rates within a narrow band of plus or minus 1% of the fixed rate by buying or selling foreign exchange reserves. US dollar as the anchor currency. 1. The US dollar became the central currency for international trade and reserves, effectively making it a global reserve currency. 2. The dollar's stability and convertibility into gold provided confidence in the system. Establishment of global institutions. 1. The system created institutions to oversee global economic stability. International Monetary Fund, IMF, provided short-term financial assistance to countries facing balance of payments crises. World Bank focused on long-term development financing and reconstruction of war-torn economies. Controlled capital flows. 1. Restrictions were placed on speculative capital flows to prevent destabilizing exchange rate fluctuations. 2. Emphasis was on promoting trade and investment rather than financial speculation. Focus on economic growth and trade expansion. 1. The system encouraged open markets and multilateral trade liberalization through agreements like the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, GATT. Adjustment mechanism. 1. Countries could adjust their exchange rates if they faced a fundamental disequilibrium, but this required IMF approval. Dollar-gold convertibility. 1. Central banks could exchange dollars for gold, maintaining the system's trust. 2. However, individuals or private entities could not convert dollars into gold directly. Time-bound nature. 1. The system operated effectively from 1945 to 1971, ending when the U.S. unilaterally terminated the dollar's convertibility into gold. Nixon shock. Determinants of the Bretton Woods system: economic and political context. 1. The system was shaped by the global devastation of World War II and the need for economic reconstruction. 2. The U.S. emerged as the dominant global power, possessing the largest gold reserves and a robust economy, making it central to the system. Gold-backed stability. 1. The reliance on gold as a universal store of value provided stability and trust in the system. 2. The U.S. dollar's convertibility into gold ensured confidence in the currency system. Desire for economic cooperation. 1. The interwar period's economic instability, marked by the Great Depression and competitive devaluations, highlighted the need for international cooperation. 2. Leaders sought to avoid repeating the mistakes of the 1930s, such as protectionism and currency wars. Institutional framework. 1. The IMF and World Bank were established to institutionalize cooperation and provide financial support to countries in need. 2. These institutions also ensured compliance with the system's rules. U.S. economic dominance. 1. The U.S., holding nearly 70% of the world's gold reserves at the time, was uniquely positioned to back its currency with gold. 2. This economic dominance enabled the dollar to serve as the global reserve currency. Trade and development goals. 1. The system prioritized rebuilding war-torn economies and expanding international trade to prevent future conflicts. 2. Trade liberalization was seen as a path to prosperity and peace. Keynesian economic principles. 1. The system incorporated ideas from John Maynard Keynes, emphasizing state intervention in managing economies and stabilizing exchange rates. Cold War politics. 1. The Bretton Woods system also had a geopolitical dimension, as it was designed to counter the spread of Soviet-style communism by fostering economic growth in capitalist nations. Significance and decline. While the Bretton Woods system contributed to post-war economic recovery and stability, its reliance on the U.S. dollar and fixed exchange rates made it vulnerable to imbalances. The U.S.'s growing balance of payments deficits and declining gold reserves in the 1960s undermined confidence in the dollar, leading to the system's collapse in 1971 when President Nixon ended dollar-gold convertibility.